I think that today we have good news and we have maybe not so good news. The good news, I think, is that there can be hope now that serious efforts will be conducted to bring this war to a negotiated end. The not so good news is that some of us, including many of my Ukrainian friends and many of my European friends, are not so sure that our views will be fully taken into account in the process that's been announced. This is why this weekend here in Munich is of such great importance, because we have important US leaders, including, of course, Vice President Vance here. We will have a speech later today, a presentation by President Zelensky. In other words, everybody is here, and many European leaders can chime in to make sure that we try to create a consolidated Ukrainian Western approach to this effort at negotiation. This is why I think I've been running the Munich Security Conference now for almost
easy, and how quick this beautiful world will be destroyed completely if you will not fight against our crazy wild enemy in Ukraine now. And last, that's all. But you can see this story, development story, during 30 minutes. Just it's, and art is very powerful weapon. And during previous years, we tried to get under the skin of decision makers with different exhibitions. During previous years, we tried to show Russian war crimes. We tried to show suffering of Ukrainians with the idea that decision makers will see this and they will supply weapons to Ukraine quicker and much more. And it worked, but it almost doesn't work now. And our message for this 2025, and with this message we want to get under the skin of Western decision makers. This is in the deepest interest, your national security, in the deepest interest to not let win our crazy wild enemy in Ukraine. This is your interest. Of course, we are fighting for independence in Ukraine, but you have to protect your national interest in Ukraine. And art, we hope that with this message we will get under the skin of decision makers, because we hope that many heads of state, governments, members of delegation will see this.
That we are not only supporting Ukraine because Ukrainians are fighting for their freedom, and this is an existential fight, but it's about us all. It's about the world order. And Putin has not changed the goals. He announced in 2021, December, and he repeatedly said it even after the phone call of President Trump a couple of days ago, that the main problem is the core reasons. And the core reason for him was collapse of the Soviet Union. So we need to understand that we stand together about not changing the world order based on his ideas of restoration of Soviet Union and
Here we want to achieve the same thing. We want to speak to people who make decisions, who can make decisions about future weapon deliveries and so on for Ukraine, and we hope to get under their skin, to give them an additional argument why they must make sure Ukraine wins this war.
Was something you are producing or creating